good day. Welcome to Salty Sunshine Book Club. We're back for another bomb book. Hi, Brianna.
Hello.
We just finished The Last Party by A.R. Torre. How did you like it?
Yes, it was a great book. The lady was crazy, the mom. Um, I am have mixed feelings about the end.
I think she was better than crazy because I feel like crazy is just like too ordinary of a term to describe her. I feel like her
Right,
personality was so complex, it's confusing, what's made the book so good.
right. She's a little bit of a sociopath.
I give it 5 stars. What do you give it?
Oh wow. I give it
Oh, I
four
loved it.
point five.
I freaking love that book. I went through it so quickly. It had me at all, like I never got bored. I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
You're right. It was a good book. I just wasn't expecting her to die at the end. I
Okay, so
wanted her to like see because I she is a narcissist, so I wanted her to see all of the things that she did wrong because it explained like she thought she was tricking the therapist, but she wasn't. So like I wanted her reaction to that because she thought she was so great, you know?
wow. I don't know. I think getting rid of her is best for the health of the daughter and the husband.
Yeah.
Okay, so the characters are Perla Waltz, which is the wife of Grant, and then daughter Sophie, she's 11, and they live in Pasadena. So the opening scene of the book I thought was super interesting, how they're in a restaurant and she's watching some lady choke and she's kind of getting a rise out of it, and she gets up and helps her by performing CPR, and she kind of like keeps her alive until the emergency people ambulance gets there, and then the husband's annoyed with her on the
Well, because
drive
she
home
said she was a doctor. Yes.
because she's lying to everyone saying she's a doctor.
And
And
apparently she lies all the time.
yeah, but he was like annoyed with her. So does that mean she does this a lot? Like he knows this about her?
Yes, they said it in the beginning.
Well, what do you mean?
That's what do you mean? They said in the beginning that she does this all the time.
Well, doesn't that throw a red flag in his head? Like, what's wrong with this lady?
Right. Right. No, that guy was completely oblivious to anything wrong with her.
So I have a question. Grant is the same guy that went to interview Leewood Fulcrum that's in
Yes,
jail,
the dad.
but
The
he used a different name, right? As a
yes,
visitor.
yes.
Okay. All right. So Grant is really the sister. Okay, let's do a tiny summary.
Okay, yeah.
Perla Waltz marries this guy named Grant. They have a child. It turns out that Perla Waltz is actually Jenny Fulcrum, and her dad is in jail serving time for allegedly killing two girls and slitting his daughter's throat at a birthday party when she was little. Now, Grant is the brother of Lucy, which is one of the two girls at the birthday party that was killed by Leewood Fulcrum. And they meet at a memorial service. So Grant knows who Perla is, and Perla knows who Grant is.
Yeah.
But everybody's under the assumption that Perla's father, Leewood, is the killer, and she's just a victim like everyone else. So Grant is a little crazy to fall in love with her. But I guess what is that called when you kind of
It's like trauma bonding.
trauma bonding, right? So he kind of trauma bonds to her, feels closer to his sister by marrying her childhood friend. And long story short, he starts to visit Lee Wood in jail because he wants to get to know him and why he did what he did. And then Perla doesn't know this though the entire time.
Right.
So Perla is the mom, and she's a controlling narcissist, like you said, a manipulative mother that tries to control her husband, her surroundings, her image, her daughter. And she basically, as the story unfolds, is scheming to do this elaborate plan to recreate the crime scene that was her birthday party when she was little at the sleepover. Now, It's interesting because, first of all, what do you think about him marrying her? The trauma bond, but do you think he was actually in love with her?
It seems like they did love each other. Like even she seemed like she loved him,
Yeah, she
which
was
was
a
weird.
yeah, she's a complex one.
Yes, like she doesn't care if Grant dies or he goes down for the murder that she's about to commit, but in some scenes she like truly loves him or seems like she loves him.
And she gets a little jealous of the
Right.
attention he gives other women.
But that also could just be because like she thinks she owns him and like he needs to give attention to her only. I don't know.
Right. And so, why do you think she would go through all this and ruin and blow up her life just for fun?
Yes. It was literally just for fun because she got a nose job. She wanted to look great for the camera. Like she just wanted to be the center of attention. She couldn't wait for the media to get their hands on this.
I know, but it's not like she was coming into a lot of money. Like I don't,
It did not have anything to do with money. It
right.
was all about attention.
So it's interesting too because her relationship with her daughter Sophie, I thought was super sweet. Like she would talk about her and she would treat her as if she actually cared about her own daughter.
Exactly. She's crazy.
But that's what made the character so interesting because you're almost reading it and you're like in disbelief of what's happening. Like this can't be real. This is a joke. Like what am I missing?
Right, like she's gonna back out.
She's like, "Oh, she's so cute. I'll miss her." It's almost like she actually did care about her daughter, but she has like no actual feeling for trauma, death. It's almost like she's so disconnected that she can admire her daughter, but at the same time be like, "Well, it's too bad she has to die." Type of thing.
Exactly, which is so weird. Like she's even proud of her daughter sometimes. I
It,
thought maybe she would like keep her daughter alive and maybe kill Grant or something. I
me
don't know.
too. Exactly.
Yeah, because she actually loved her daughter more than Grant and was proud of her sometimes, and even thought it was like a little mini her.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Yeah.
So when Grant went to visit Leewood in jail, he would talk to him. Leewood mentioned his friend, and that friend was Wally. His name was Wally, I think. Yeah, Wally Knoll. So he goes to visit that guy and asks him, what's up with Leewood? Like, how was he? Do you think he was capable of this? And all this stuff. And so I have a question about Leewood. Do you think Leewood was a pedophile?
Yes, he
Oh, you
was. It was confirmed.
well, it wasn't confirmed.
Yes, he, he touched Jenny's friends or Perla's friends,
Okay. But
just not Perla, and that's why Perla killed them because she was like, why doesn't he give me the same attention?
okay, that was
That's
my
why he
next
killed.
that's my
Yeah,
next
that's why she killed
question.
the girls.
Do you think he touched his own daughter? So you don't think so?
No, that's why she killed the girls.
Because she was jealous
Yes,
of
which
all
is
the
crazy.
attention.
Yeah.
Well, that's because she was they played like the wife husband role. Like he was so inappropriate with his own daughter with the roles that they played.
Right, and then so she killed her mom to get her out of the picture. That
Right.
was never confirmed, but that's just like assumed.
It seems like Perla killed her own mother and then had a completely weird, inappropriate relationship with the father, but the father never touched Perla, but he did mess around with her friends.
Right. And I wonder if he would have touched his own daughter, would she still have killed her friends? Because then she was getting attention. I don't know.
I know. That's kind of open-ended because, like, touch the
Yeah,
other girls in what way? How far did it go?
I don't know. It didn't
Right.
detail the abuse.
Yeah, and no one ever did anything about it. Okay, so then Sophie the daughter, I always thought she's writing in her journal the entire time. And I'm thinking Perla knows that she's writing in her journal. So Perla never mentioned or thought to get rid of that journal. It probably has stuff about her in there.
Right. She never treated her daughter poorly, so she didn't think she was going to write anything crazy in the journal.
Yeah, but anything that she could have written in day-to-day life could have been used against her.
Yeah, that's true.
And she never thought of doing that. And another thing I thought was nuts when Perla I think the daughter Sophie was supposed to go to summer camp, and because of Perla's plans, she canceled it. But didn't she say that Sophie died?
Yeah, that was pretty dumb on her part.
It was like,
That's
that's
like evidence.
like, why would you say that? She could clearly look that up and make sure and know that that's not true, or call the dad.
That or just like saying that your daughter died beforehand. Like literally 2 weeks before it was gonna happen.
Right. And she told the husband, I guess just in case it called him. And that's another complete outlandish lie, that the husband should have really woken up at that point to what the hell's wrong with this woman.
Right. But that just shows like in the end when they were showing everything she did wrong, like she's kind of a smart ass. She thought she knew what she was doing and
Right. So
nothing could go wrong. She's a little
as
delusional.
as smart as she was and manipulative, she was so messy.
Because she was overconfident.
Right. She was overconfident because like that camp thing was silly. The um going to the therapist or the psychiatrist, the counselor, the way she approached that counselor was comical.
Okay, that's what I thought too. I was like, she's way too obvious with the therapist. Like saying that her husband is obsessed with the Fulcrum party
Right?
and then he's just magically gonna do it and it's all gonna line up perfectly.
And she wanted
Like,
it done in so quick of a time. She didn't expect the therapist to like take her time and try to dig deep into her psyche. She's like, "Can we hurry this up? You're not getting it."
right. And the therapist knew that Perla was a narcissist.
Right. I know. And so it's interesting because I read some other reviews and it said that Grant, you know how he was obsessed with birds and she would make fun of him when he would go camping?
Yeah.
And it said that his sister Lucy was a nature lover. So that was his way of staying close to his sister.
Oh.
I know. So then fast forward, Perla, she starts her plan. She hires a nanny, and she tries to find the best nanny that's not too good, not too bad, cute enough, all this stuff. So she brings in this girl named Paige, and she wants to make it look like Grant is into Paige and they're probably having an affair behind her back. But again, messy Perla messes up and doesn't do her homework and due diligence. And this girl, Paige, her dad works at Lancaster Prison, which is where her dad, Leeward Fulcrum, is,
Yes.
which kind of like jeopardizes her plan.
A little. I don't see how it jeopardizes it. Is
For
it like too obvious?
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
obvious.
It's too
Well,
connected.
she could have made the connection
Yeah.
somehow.
Right.
Going to that story of the bunny. So apparently Perla killed the bunny when she was little. Or did she actually kill the bunny or the dad told her a story of the bunny?
No, she killed the bunny.
She killed the bunny, but wasn't that bunny story a story her dad told her or no?
That's what she said.
Oh, but it's not
But she
true.
just wanted to relate it to her daughter.
So the story of Paquetto, the bunny,
Yeah, she killed Paquetto.
she killed Paquetto, but she said it had like a little story, and basically she was telling the daughter that in order to instill fear in the daughter, instill control, or to butter up to get her to. It kind of felt like grooming a little, but if she plans to kill her, what's the point of grooming?
Like she was grooming her daughter.
To be a psychopath, like a killer, no?
Right, that's why I thought maybe she was going to keep her alive because she saw so much of her in her daughter.
Yeah.
But no, she was going to kill her.
Yes. Let's talk about that. Sophie. So I think she told her the story of the bunny to kind of relate to her and kind of show her a glimpse of the the sickness in her brain, like share it in a way that seems innocent. But
Yeah,
also the daughter was very savvy. Like she would lie a lot and she would talk to her mom about how certain lies are okay
and she likes the attention.
and she likes the attention. So what do we think about
I think there's going to be a second book on the daughter.
okay, and the dad?
Yes, but I'm saying like specifically that it's going to be about the daughter and how she's just like her mother.
Really?
Well, she's definitely just like her mother. At the end, she wanted to be famous, and her dad said that she's always lying and that he's going to keep a close eye on her.
But that doesn't mean she's a killer. Maybe she has that part of her, but she doesn't have that extra part.
Right, but I think that's what the second book's going to be about.
So apparently she got her dad out of jail, right? By lying about something to do with that
About,
day.
right, about how her mom tried to kill her before, even though her mom never tried to kill her.
Right. Well, she did by drugging her, but not
No,
right.
tried to kill her before that.
Right, right. Yeah. So long story short, Lee Wood, Perla's dad, actually went at that party. He already knew the daughter. He came in and saw that Perla was trying to kill her own friends. So he grabbed her, and he's the one that was going to kill his own daughter because she was a psychopath trying to kill everybody.
Right,
And he probably already knew about the mother, but she didn't die. He slit her throat, but she didn't die. So my question is, did he do the right thing? Like, isn't he a little nuts for leaving a killer out there on the loose? Like,
right. So he was about to do the right thing and kill the killer, but then he just knew that she was out there still and didn't do anything.
yeah, that's insane. That's worse.
Right,
And knowing she's gonna have a kid and she can kill the kid. Oh my God.
right. Like he was so surprised she had a kid. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, so he was gonna kill her, but then did he have guilt as a father? And what did he do it for her? Or was he just so depressed? He's like, let me just stay in jail. He has
I think
nothing.
it was in the heat of the moment. He like saw that she was doing something bad, so he was trying to fix it. But then afterwards, he probably had like guilt as a father, and that's why he protected her from there on. Like he was trying, he never told her a secret.
Right, which is a colossal fail on his part.
Right. Because he just spent his entire life in jail and then she ended up dead. So,
And he probably thought no one was gonna believe him anyways, because she's a little girl.
right. And I mean, he was a pedophile, so he deserved to be in jail.
Exactly. So now remind me how did Lee Wood make the connection that Grant's wife was his daughter? I forgot how that happened.
My, oh, he said a phrase, I think. Oh, yes, he said a phrase because he used to write Leewood letters.
Right.
So he said a phrase that were in the letters.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of
And it
forgot when
like
I was
clicked.
writing my notes how he figured that out. And then he's like, "Oh crap. Like
Yeah.
you got to protect your daughter."
Yep.
And then he did get to meet his granddaughter before he passed.
Also, Grant is just so oblivious and doesn't think. He's not the smartest.
Yeah, but
Like
at least
after he learned that, no, after he learned that, he like waited days to kind of run away with Sophie, even though Sophie's 12th birthday party was coming up.
yeah, but he didn't
Not that he
know.
was supposed to know that she was going to be a killer, but he waited too long.
But at least I was happy that he grew the backbone and the mindset to actually be alert. And because he could have just like it could have gone wrong and she could have killed everybody and himself and
Right.
all that. So I think I was happy that he did take control and kind of not let
So
it
what I
go.
wanted to happen, which is messed up, but I thought she was going to end up killing everyone except for Grant. Grant was going to, be pinned, and slowly she was going to see all the mistakes that happened and she was going to go crazy and end up in jail.
Right. But people like her scare the shit out of me, so I was happy to see her go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but that would have been a little interesting.
So there's a few quotes I really liked from the book. One is when she said, "Saving a life had been thrilling. Too bad it couldn't compare with the inverse."
Oh,
Like she got
I guess she said
excited.
that in the beginning when we didn't know she was a killer, right?
Yes. So she has a thrill of both, but killing is better, but they both thrill her.
Okay.
Just life and death to her is like fascinating.
Yeah.
Then the other one is the ultimate power in a marriage is a manipulation ability of knowing how and when your spouse will act and react.
Which is
Like
true.
you know them so well, like you can really control them.
Yeah, you can toy with them.
And then the other one is sometimes something might not seem serious to you, but then you wake up and everyone you love is ripped open and dead. And that had to do, I think, with the bunny story.
Right.
Something to do with that. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great, different. It wasn't obvious because I couldn't even when she was being obvious with her plan, I thought she was joking. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, there's something else that's gonna happen. There's no way this woman's gonna kill her own child.
Right. Oh, you know what I wanted to happen? She never, okay, this is what I wanted to happen. Her dad, she didn't know he was dying. So
Uh-huh.
she was gonna go through all of that just to get him out of jail. So I wanted her to like go through all of it, and then her dad dies and she's like, what the fuck did I do this for? Because she literally did it to get her dad out of jail.
Is that why she did it? I
Yes.
remember. Why would she want to get him out of jail? Why didn't she ever visit him?
I don't know. Maybe it would have been too obvious. Like, why
So, th-
would she visit her killer?
so she wanted to say that Grant is the one that killed everybody?
Yes, that's why she planned it to be just like the Fulcrum party. But then you
Okay.
see that he's about to die. So I was like, oh
Interesting.
my God, I can't wait for her to find out everything she did was for nothing.
Oh yeah.
But then she never even got to see that part. Like, I wanted stuff to be shown to her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting. So maybe the sequel, if they make another book, maybe Grant can hook up with Paige.
Oh, she's young.
Oh, too young. Okay. I don't remember how old she was.
I think so. Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay, but he's a man. Men are stupid and they
Right,
do that.
right. Another trauma bonding.
Oh my God. I think I loved it. I really did. That was the AR Torre. So for our next book, I have some I have some options. So there's a few. Do you have any ideas? Have you seen anything?
No.
Okay, so I noted here a book called Variation by Rebecca Yarros, and that is she's the one that wrote that book Fourth Wing. You know that trilogy or the whatever all that everyone's going crazy over those books.
Yeah.
Well, she wrote that. So she has this contemporary romance about the summer a celebrated dancer returns home and unearths years of family secrets with the Coast Guard rescue swimmer she never forgot. Um
Wait, what's
Elite
that called?
it's called Variation.
Oh, is that part of the fourth wing?
No, but she wrote those
Oh,
Fourth Wing
okay.
books. This is just another
Gotcha.
book she wrote. And so the dancer's no stranger to pressure. With her mother's eyes always watching her, perfection was expected, no matter the cost. But when an injury jeopardizes all she sacrificed, Allie returns to her summer home to heal and recover. But the memories she's tried to forget rush in and threaten to take her under. So it has good reviews and it looks interesting. There's another one called Don't Believe Her, and this one is by Nicola Sanders. This one has really good reviews, so I'm leaning towards this one. So everyone believes her except you. My life has never been better. I have a beautiful little girl and I'm engaged to be married to the man I've had a crush on since I can remember. So when Nick, my husband, my handsome fiance announces that his sister Carla is coming home, it's truly the icing on the cake. Carla was my best friend growing up until she ran away at 16. That was 12 years ago, and no one has seen her since. Everyone is ecstatic about Carla's return, but as I spend more time with her, I can't shake the feeling something isn't right. Her behavior's a little off, her childhood memories don't align with mine, and she's oddly evasive about her lost years. No one will listen to my concerns, not Nick, not her mother, not Marjorie, not even our old friends. They all say I'm imagining things, but I could tell something's wrong, and before long, I know without a shadow of a doubt it's not her. So it sounds good, right?
Yes. Is it about murder though? I feel like we've had like a lot of murder.
This is about her childhood friend disappeared, and when she comes back and she's engaged to the girl's brother, she doesn't think it's the same girl.
Right. Yeah, I got that.
So, what are you in the mood for?
Um, Wait, and the first one was about love.
The first one is about a dancer that comes home after she has an injury. So I didn't finish reading it. So she comes back home. After the biggest regret of her life, the secrets he keeps mean he can never be with the woman he wants more than his next breath. When Hudson's niece shows up at Allie's doorstep, despite to find her birth mother, Allie finds herself in an unimaginable position. Allie and Hudson's past and present might endlessly be complicated. The thread that tied them to each other all those years ago have unraveled, but the truth can pull them back together. So I guess it's just like a kind of love story mixed with her childhood home. Dancing got ruined. It's less thriller than the other one.
Right, I'm getting a little thriller fatigued.
Are you?
I feel like a lot of them have been thriller.
Yeah. This is another one about murder. So you want what, a love story? You want a memoir?
I don't know. You usually pick good books. So, I mean, you've looked into these books more than me, so I think you should choose.
The Wedding People, super popular. Let me read that one. The Redheads just read that one. The Toast is Book Club.
Hmm.
This one, a propulsive and uncommonly wise novel about one unexpected wedding guest and the surprising people who help start anew. It's a beautiful day in Newport, Rhode Island, when Phoebe arrives at a grand Cornhall Inn wearing a green dress and gold ears. I think she basically goes to this hotel that they're doing a wedding, and she's like the only person that's not supposed to be at the wedding, but she kind of gets involved in the wedding somehow. So let's see. It's absurdly funny and devastatingly tender. Alison, The Wedding People is ultimately an incredible nuanced and resonant book. At the winding path we can take to places never imagined. So I think she gets involved in the wedding somehow, but she was never part of it.
Okay.
So
And they liked it? You heard the review?
I haven't listened to the review, but it has good reviews, and I think it was
Okay.
one of like it ran a Goodreads choice, a winner in one of the categories.
Okay. That sounds
So
interesting.
okay, we'll do that. The Wedding People,
Okay.
a lighter, fluffier situation.
Yes, because everything right now, I'm just like too thrillered out. I'm expecting something, and yeah.
Okay, fine. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
The Wedding People. So I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't read The Last Party, I highly suggest it. I hope you enjoyed our review, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.